everybody, welcome to another episode. Today we're at SeaWorld and we're doing a lot of behind the scenes tours. And we're getting ready to check out what happens above and around the Manta Aquariums. So we're all excited. Here we go. All right, we are heading into the aquarium room and shortly we are going to be above the Manta Aquariums. We're heading up these stairs right now. All right, so we are in the aquarium room and I'll show you around here in a second. All right, so like I said, right now we're behind the tanks, actually above the tanks of the Manta Aquarium. You look behind me, you can see the shark tank that has sharks and rays and some other fish, and you can see some of the other smaller aquariums over there. So that's a little bit about the Manta Aquarium, and we're heading to our next inside look. Now we're actually entering the light support system of the Manta Aquarium. So if you look behind me and around me, you see all these different filters and pipes which pretty much filter all the water for all of the aquariums in this area. So you might be wondering, where does all the salt water come from for all these tanks? Well, here at the Manta exhibit, they start with pumping water in and they go through this tank here, the reverse osmosis system, where all the chlorine and other metals that are dissolved in the water are removed. Then they add the salt, and the salt literally comes in a box. Look down here, we have instant ocean. This is what's actually mixed with the salt, with the water, to create the salt water that's used in the tanks. All right, they almost locked me in there. So now we're at our stop number 2, which is stop number 4. We're gonna see the pinnipeds and sea otter housing. So we're heading in line here to check it all out. All right, so we're kind of behind the scenes here of the sea otter and sea lion show and everything, and we have the housings. You know, we see in the show they have a sea otter runs around and does little things during the show, but there's more than one sea otter. If you look at their housing here, you see at least 6 different areas for housing. In each one they have 2. Now from here, I really can't see anything, but I think I could hold my camera up if our guide doesn't see me and look into the cages. So let's see if I can do that.
So again, we have 12 otters. 2 of them are just our PR otters, so they're trained to kind of be held, and we can take the other 10
I just heard a really cool fact. If you've watched the Clyde and Seymour show, you know there's 2 sea lions, but really there's 8 sea lions, and they could actually be switching out for different parts, different sea lions. It's never the same 2 sea lions at any time. Now, speaking of sea lions, check this out right here. Here, look at this guy. This is one of the juveniles, one of the younger ones that they're actually training to do some of the tricks in parts of the show. A little bit about the sea lions and otter exhibit area. So now we're on to the next one. All right, we're checking out our 3rd inside look, and this is a little behind the scenes thing of the SeaWorld ambassadors. So we're here in the animal ambassador area, and right behind me is a laughing kookaburra. Maybe it will do its call for us if we're lucky.
I got him going.
Do it again, do it again. So we're here in the old Anheuser-Busch barn, and there's tons of animals. All these animals are probably rescued animals that they take out to interact with the public and to bring awareness to the state of wildlife on this planet. So here we have a 2-toed sloth, a possum. Back there was a kookaburra. Other side there's camels and zebras and all sorts of animals. All right, so that's a little bit about the SeaWorld ambassadors. That's our 3rd stop, so we're off to our 4th. inside look stop.
Consult your park maps for the next show.
All right, we are heading to our
you,
fourth
and enjoy the rest
inside
of your day
look, going
at
to the
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld Rescue Center. And as you can tell, I picked up this hitchhiker above me. Say hello, Sydney.
Hello, Cindy.
Yay! So now we're back here in the SeaWorld Rescue Center. We're walking around. Off to my right over here, you can see some of the rescue boats that they take out when they get a stranding or they hear about an injured marine animal. And hopefully we're coming up here now to actually check out some of the rescued animals. So we'll see here in a second. So here's one of the stops that we're taking here at the SeaWorld Rescue Center. We're looking at some of the rescued manatees behind me. So take a look right over my left shoulder. So we see 3 manatees in the tank there. You notice a lot of food on the surface. That's romaine lettuce, one of the main foods that they feed the manatee. So right over here is one of the tools that they use for feeding the manatees. You'll see right down here a large piece of PVC with a weight on the bottom, and they can just literally line that up with heads of romaine lettuce, and that's how they feed them. So in addition to the all the rescue vehicles out there and the manatee, the big holding tanks, we also have the quarantine area, which is right over here. They're behind me. That's where they house a lot of the smaller animals. When organisms, when fish and stuff like that first come to SeaWorld, they got to be quarantined for at least 30 days. Figuring if they can be quarantined and observed for 30 days, they don't get sick, then they probably don't have anything that can get other fish sick. So off to my left over here is where the veterinarians work, and they said they said a really interesting fact that they work on anything from small clownfish-sized fish to manatees inside of that room. And they also threw out the fact that SeaWorld has over 34,000 animals here. Unbelievable. We've already learned that they rescue marine mammals here, like manatees and dolphins, but also sea turtles. You can see right here we have the sea turtle rehabilitation tanks, and right now they have a bunch of Kemp Ridleys in the tanks. Well, we had a great day here at SeaWorld today. We learned so much about what happens behind the scenes and all the wonderful things SeaWorld does for marine life, and I hope you learned a little bit, and thanks for watching.